stakes could not be higher for this nomination and confirmation. The Republicans who control the Senate Judiciary Committee have refused to provide millions of pages of documents that go to the heart of the record of Brett Kavanaugh. This essentially brings us to a constitutional crisis. The Senate Democrats asked for the full record associated with the public service of Brett Kavanaugh, but the National Archives responded to him that they would be unable to provide even the limited documents that Senator Grassley sought until the end of October. Just days later, Senator Grassley announced that the confirmation hearings for Brett Kavanaugh would begin on September 4th. This is nothing less than a deliberate attempt by the chair of the Senate Judiciary Committee to push through this nominee without a full vetting of his complete record. Brett Kavanaugh will sit on the Supreme Court, if he is confirmed, for decades to come. We have the time now to slow down and make sure that he's the right choice for this country. He served as a staff secretary for President George W. Bush, and yet the Senate Republicans have refused to request and to make public all of the records related to his service during that period. And the Democrats controlled the Senate Judiciary Committee. The Republicans asked for very specific information. In the case of Elena Kagan, for example, they asked for all of her emails from the time she served as Solicitor General. The Democrats who were in control of the Senate Judiciary Committee furnished that information. Brett Kavanaugh has served only 10 years on the federal bench, and yet the Republicans are refusing to furnish information that relates to his government service as staff secretary for George W. Bush. And what I find most alarming is the willingness of the party in control to walk away from norms and agreements, ethics and rules that had long been followed by both parties. I mean, there's probably no greater example of the breaking of the norm than the insistence by Senator Mitch McConnell, the Senate Majority Leader, to refuse to move forward the nomination of Merrick Garland by President Obama to sit on the Supreme Court after the death of Justice Antonin Scalia. Merrick Garland was widely regarded as a universally acceptable and centrist nominee. Senator Mitch McConnell announced, in fact, within hours of Justice Scalia's death, that he would not move forward any nominee presented by President Obama. Recently, our country was transfixed as the president's personal lawyer pled guilty to engaging in illegal campaign activities, which he said he did at the direction of the president. Questions that emanate from the Mueller probe may be questions that go directly to the United States Supreme Court. It's also true that this particular nominee has already alluded to his belief in his writings that presidents should not be subject to either investigation or indictment while in office. And this raises a conflict that goes to the heart of the integrity of this process and goes to the heart of the integrity of the Supreme Court.